All right, so I've got this Simpson door, patio door here, and it leaked. Ended up with condensation inside. So now the new one has arrived, and it came with sticking, so I'm going to work on removing the old sticking. And one of the things that I have to deal with is the fact that it's got these staples really quite deep into there in a way that you cannot actually just get them out without destroying the sticking. This is a 3/16 drill bit. It's made for doweling, I believe. Gonna drill 4 holes here on either side of the staple location. This will allow me to get in there and grab that staple. Obviously, you want to be very careful to not go damaging the glass. Now, with a pair of needle nose vice grips and a little tiny baby pry bar, that's sometimes called a cat's paw, and then just gently pull that little baby out of there. I'd guess that there's about 40 staples. Okay, so now I've got to easily just pry this stuff off. I'm not going to put much pressure against that glass because I don't want to pop the glass, but just going to gently work my way along with these 2 things. That's actually a broken knife, but anything that's slim enough that's going to get in there and help pry these loose. And it might help to wiggle it up from the bottom, but one of the downsides to the way that the staples are removed is that there's now weak points in the sticking where it wants to break, where the drill removed so much material. Okay, so next up, now that that's all cleaned up and out of there, is to heat it up. And I don't have a proper heat gun, but they say that you can do it with a hairdryer. And I do have this little guy for embossing. Anyway, the idea is that we're going to heat up the adhesive caulking that is gluing this cartridge in place. At this point, I'm also running a hairdryer on the inside of the glass to help warm it from the inside as well. All right, so as I mentioned before, I don't have a heat gun, but I have this embossing tool, which is like a miniature heat gun. And what I settled on that seems to be working is heating up not only the glass, but a putty knife. Working the material up out of there. Been struggling with this for quite a while, but finally starting to make some headway. Loosening it up. Once you just get past that initial starting point of trying to get it to give you a little bit of movement and space, it speeds up quite a bit. Seems like it took all day, but finally got it unstuck all the way around. Now I have to clean up on the inside of that rim before I put in the new piece of glass to remove the material left behind. Okay, talking to those guys that made this door in the first place, this is what they used to glue it with the adhesive that they use. But I can't find that, so I'm gonna end up going with what my local building supply place recommended as being the next best thing. Didn't get the same color that they use, but I don't really think that that matters, does it? So there is an inside and an outside. Here we go. Okay, hopefully we've gotten a nice squeeze out all the way around. Working my way around, I'm putting just a smidgen of goop on the sticking, just like it was when I took it apart. Yeah, there's a good 1/4 inch gap here, unfortunately. Staple it back down. Brad nailer. Nice. What do you think? Should I put in exactly 40? I'd say that the two things that I got from doing this is A, start early. I very nearly ran into the dusk. And secondly, and probably more importantly, using the metal putty knife with the little heat gun was a real good find, I think. Heating up that blade like that, it worked very well. It was also useful having some little things to wedge it and hold it out and work that initial gap along, such as the plastic putty knife. The only other thing I would say that I wish that I'd done differently is A, I should have checked the sticking to make sure that it was a good fit before I did anything. And assuming that it is cut properly, which this could be better, then I would have liked to have given this a coat of the same varnish that the door had. One other thing was that before doing this, I called the shop just to ask if they had any words of advice and find out what the product was that they used for the caulking. And the one thing that he said to me, which I wouldn't have given much thought to, is to be sure to use a plastic cut when cleaning up. He said don't use metal. Too many people have scratched up their glass doing it with metal. So once this is fully set, that's what I'll do. Come back with plastic and clean it up.